Righteous.
Righteous.
The EAC.
Are you ready? Oh, so you're just going to keep all this shit.
So we have our cold open.
You're listening to Those Dram Yinzers with your hosts, Jon and Zack.
Hey everyone, I'm Jon.
And I'm still Zack.
And welcome to Those Dram Yinzers, where we drink whiskey
And talk about it.
So we are live at the first ever Ellwood City Wine and Bourbon Walk.
Woohoo!
We're at the check-in. We're at the Masons who are putting a whole event on.
Mm-hmm.
We're at their lodge. That's where check-in is.
Yep.
This is where people can pick up their bottles once they've purchased. I'm sure if you've been following along on our social medias. 14 different vendors here today. 7 distilleries. 13. One had to cancel. One of the wineries had to cancel. So there's 13 vendors, 7 distilleries, 6 wineries are here today, partnered with a business. If you watched our YouTube video of us at the Washington Wine and Bourbon Walk, or Bourbon Walk, it's very similar to that setup. Every place is partnered with a business, and so it's just like double way to support local.
Yeah, it is.
And it's mine and Tomas's hometown, so even better.
But a good number of people that we've seen come through too.
Yeah, I think he said they were up to
the last half hour.
100 pre-sold was 170 some tickets, so not bad
And
for first time.
Yeah, and I feel like once it's been kind of rainy today. Once the weather starts to cooperate, I bet as people see people walking around and all the signs and everything, I bet they get a bunch of.
Yeah,
walk-ins.
you can buy tickets today, but if you bought them pre-order, you saved $5. So today, pre-order was $25. Today is $30. Yeah, I'm watching them do this whole thing, and it's like they've done this before.
Yep.
I mean, I know they do other
machine
events, but this is very, so far very well done. So the distilleries that are here, if you haven't been watching our socials,
How dare you?
MHL Distillery, Lawrenceville Distillery, Derailed Distillery, Grumpy Goat,
I want to try that.
Country Hammer Moonshine, 446, and Lucky Signs.
I would like to get lucky.
Yeah.
Signs.
I don't recognize, I know we don't. We're promoting. We've been doing all the promotion for this event. So there are wineries here. We'll probably stop in later and say hi or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't recognize any of these ones, but they're all local ones. They're Ventisay, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, Bygone, Creekside, La Vignetta, Fitzgibbons Meadery.
The Fitzgibbons.
And Maza Vineyards are the wineries here.
For a minute, I thought you said Mazel, and I was like,
Mazel.
please tell me that's their name. Please tell me it's Mazel Vineyards.
No,
Oh, my goodness.
so,
I am begging somebody out there, if you have not started an alcohol-related anything and called it Mazel, please do that.
So the businesses that are involved in town here in Ellwood, Conditions Mint, Marketplace on Main, Chive, Katie's Homestyle Bakery, Interior Concepts by Carrie, Habitual Glass Vape and Skate, odd combo there, New Dimension Comics, Crystal's Cakery. Again, Johnny's Pizza is partnered with Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons' location is actually in downtown.
That's cool.
But they brought in Johnny's Pizza, which is a local pizza shop, to sell food during
Can I
the
just
event.
say that Fitzgibbons is one of the most fun words I've ever said in my entire life?
Shades of Bronze Tanning Salon. Zach can get a tan while we're doing
Shut
this.
up, John.
Grandpa's, Paws, Cigar Shop of Ellwood, and Condell's Ceramics.
I got to say, today I might have to get a pastry, a comic book, and a cigar.
Yeah, the cigar shop's really nice. It's really cool. So, I know like Applebee's and whatnot. Wherever they're stationed, they always have a bunch of memorabilia from the local high schools, or if there's a college nearby, right? So the cigar shop, he has football helmets from all the local high schools.
Oh, that's cool. That's rad.
Displayed all over. Yeah, it's really cool in there. And
And
colleges, yeah.
colleges.
Not Westminster, though. Or did he have Westminster? Did he get a Westminster? All right. Yeah, so,
Cool.
yeah, it's, I'm super
Fitzgibbons.
pumped. Fitzgibbons Meadery.
Fitzgibbons Meadery, Mazel.
But I want to thank the Masons Lodge for allowing us to be part of this day and helping with the promotion and everything. Always wanted to do something in Ellwood. Didn't think that the interest would even be in there, but I mean, 175 pre-sold tickets tells you yes.
There hasn't not been someone at the table for the last 45 minutes.
I mean, they were waiting outside before noon. They
Yeah.
were it's raining a little bit, and they were waiting outside to get in. Yeah.
So, good show.
What I really like about this is something that the when we had the Western PA Spirits Fest last year down at Threadbare, they're doing something that they did there, and they are doing a pickup of anything, any bottles or anything you buy while you're doing the walk. You pick them up here. That way you don't have to carry a bunch of bottles around.
Yep.
So everyone has a wristband, and the wristband has a number on it. So you give that number to the vendor. They put that they put a sticker with that number on it, and there's a bunch of Mason members that are going around to all of them the whole day, grabbing bottles that people bought and bringing them up here and setting them up so you don't have to carry everything with you.
Right on.
Which is
Beautiful
kind of
thing.
nice. Because that's what I was saying to my dad earlier, is if for some reason you bought a bottle at every place, by the last place you would have 13, 14 bottles, you're not going to want to carry all that. So that's really a really good thought to have beforehand. But also, speaking of Dad, he's not here yet. He will be here later. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Zach has a really cool drink he wants to make him later.
Yes, I do.
All right, what do you think? I've been talking enough.
I don't know. I'm ready to go walk around a bit.
I know I wanted to pretty much let everybody kind of check in first, which it's only 12:15 at this point, so
I'm still hungry.
chill out for a little bit. Yeah, they had their pancake breakfast and they left everything out for us. So, yeah, Tomas has got a personal AC coming off the wall there right onto him. He's super happy right now. The lady was saying it's 4th Street to A Street technically, but because the cigar shop and the cream and the ceramics place is the last. Yeah, okay. They're between 7th and 8th. Yeah. Honestly, what I was thinking when I was looking at this, so we're on Crescent Avenue, so if you're from Ellwood, you know that we're a couple blocks removed. I figured we walk down towards 4th, go down, and then just,
What is it? Ellwood Public what? Is it the library?
That's the new. So the Mason Law. This is the old library.
Right.
Back when I was in elementary school, middle school, there's a new library. When they built the new library, they moved out of here to there.
To set up in the new library next year, so check-ins at the start, and people can just walk down.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we'll. We're here. If anyone wanted to talk when they were checking in, everybody pretty much looks over here, goes, "Oh," and gets scared. All right, so we're at stop number 1. This is Conditions Mint. It's an antique shop, and MLH Distillery is here. So, Forefathers, I think, is one of the ones that they produce. But so there's a little bit of a line, so we're going to wait our turn, and then we'll be back.
It's an extremely small batch. We only had 6 of them.
Nice. Is that what this is?
That's what this one is, yep. And that is the very last bottle of it that we have. So for me, I got a little bit of a bite on the very opening of it, and then it's all flavor on the finish of it. And I did not expect it to be that smooth or that strong. 116 proof.
It does not drink 160. No, it doesn't drink 160. Yeah.
And it has the mash bill on the label and everything. But we do make a top shelf version of it as well. It's a Cross and Circle edition. It's finished in cognac stage. That one's going to be back in about 5 months or so.
Oh, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's really good. It's 91 proof, I believe.
Okay. So you have the bourbon, you have the
rye, and the single malt's going to be as close as we have to a Scotch as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Could I try the bourbon?
Yep. It's going to be a little bit more spice-forward flavor-wise.
Yeah, interesting. I actually get more of a bite from the wheated.
I do too. Yeah.
Well, that's also probably part too. But your regular bourbon,
96 proof. This one's 116.
so
Yeah,
there's
so
that
that's
too.
why. Now, we did do a cask strength 7-year version of this bourbon for Christmas time. There was only 80 of them. They were all numbered. Yeah. and it was
Probably went pretty fast.
Yeah.
So we tried MLH. We tried their experimental wheated bourbon, which is their own distillate. Their bourbon, their rye, and
Single
their
malt. Yep.
So thoughts?
Okay, so my favorite that I had was the rye. I thought it had. I know he said he didn't think it drank as sweet. I actually thought it had a sweeter note at the end, at the beginning, before it hits you with the black pepper on the end. And I actually enjoyed it. I was actually able to taste maybe like a little bit of blackberry in there and a couple other notes. To me, it was the best one. I thought because I thought it was the most like complex on the palate. God, I sound pretentious.
No, you sound like you host a whiskey podcast.
Well, but I liked that one for the price point of $40. I actually would have purchased that one. The single malt.
That's a house.
That's a house for me. Single malt was pretty good. Not my favorite single malt that I've ever had, but it wasn't bad by any means. That one at 45, I would say was a downtown. Just because, again, it was a pretty solid single malt, and was my second favorite of the ones that we had tried. But again, at $45 and versus other single malts that I've had, I would put that at a downtown. When it comes to the bourbon and the wheated whiskey, I don't like doing this. For me, both of those were just to throw it out. Because the bourbon at $45, I've had better bourbon for less money. And I honestly, I didn't think that bourbon had a whole lot going on to it. It felt, for me at least, it felt very kind of one note. And I don't know that I particularly enjoyed what that one note was. And then the same thing with the wheat. The wheated was 60, and I've definitely had wheated that I've enjoyed much more for much less.
For sure.
And additionally, there were some tasting notes on the wheated for me, but overall, what I was just getting was weedy alcohol, and that wasn't particularly enjoyable for me. So I just I wouldn't, even if it was a lower price point, I just don't think I really cared for that one. I don't like saying that because, you know, these guys are working hard, and for somebody else, they may want to try it. And you know, I don't want to ever discourage anybody from trying something new. But for me personally, the wheated and the bourbon were both throwouts. Single malt was a downtown, and the rye was a pass.
I agree with you with the bourbon and the wheated. Bourbon was just nothing stuck out to me with it to warrant a $45 price, even though it's not horrid. But the experimental wheated bourbon it had more flavor, but like you said, it was kind of like just like grainy. Like I definitely got way more of like baking spices on it, which I attribute to the fact that it was 116 proof. It didn't drink like past the palate. It didn't drink like 116, which I didn't hate. But out of everything, yeah, those two would be at the bottom. I actually like the single malt better than the rye.
Okay.
I've had better. The rye was good. I've had better rye. So, but I thought the single malt was good. I still would put that at a downtown because it is sourced. Not that really should be an issue, but if I'm going to get a single malt and it's sourced, I might as well get it from somewhere. You know what I mean?
There's a quality control issue with that. You're never quite entirely sure, you know, what the quality of the source is going to be.
Yeah.
So I mean, but we had whiskey, so never a bad day.
Yes. On to the next one.
Onwards.
So you're probably going to hear him too because he's actually being loud for some reason. We are at Chive, which is hosting Lawrenceville Distillery, which is, as it says, is right in Lawrenceville, and they've actually asked us to come down and talk, so we're going to try to get down there really soon, so we're going to reach out and do that. So let's see. So I love their stuff. I've had some of their other things.
I didn't introduce myself.
Yes.
I'm Zach. This is Jon.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a sales rep.
Perfect. Yeah. So he reached out to have we do. I think he gave you the spiel, but because the whiskey cannot see, he was like, "You guys gotta come down. We gotta do a thing," and so I gotta get him on the schedule. All right, well, obviously, we gotta try the Back Creek. So talk to us about this.
All right, so this is our Back Creek bourbon. It's our wheated bourbon. So it makes this more popular. It's made with 7 different grains.
Oh wow!
So
7
really
grains.
small barrels. So often those are gonna get that nice molasses taste. Very sweet. So what makes this really nice is the longer it stays in the barrel, the sweeter it's gonna get. So that you're getting that nice vanilla taste.
really, really like the nose.
It's a very good nose. 110 too. It's crazy because it's so like the dryness there. I usually
I was not ready for that. That's really different.
price point on the bourbon.
130. Because it is our premium item, we only get about 25 bottles per barrel.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
All right, so we just saw
Lawrenceville Distilling, and we tried their wheated, and it was very good. I'm going to start off by saying that
the molasses note.
the molasses nose was beautiful. It was a very weedy molasses nose. Obviously, molasses, brown sugars and molasses.
Yeah.
I was picking up especially on the brown sugar notes, so I really enjoyed the nose. The finish was much drier than I expected, but I still thought that it was good. I enjoyed it. However, for me, it's priced at $130, and that is premium.
Which
and
it's small batch, small barrels, so they're not getting a lot out of it.
right,
so I understand
the pricing, but for me, I would have to see heaven.
Yeah,
to pay $130.
I don't spend $130 on a lot of bottles. So.
And so I give it a definitely go down to the distillery and try it. It's worth having. It's worth drinking. So downtown for me, but I would be hard pressed to buy it and keep it on my shelf. This is one that I would get while I was out.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy about getting it while I was out, but I could not justify the price point, so it's a downtown for me. I will say real quick that the parking chair vodka.
Yeah.
I know we're a whiskey distillery or a whiskey podcast,
But it was
but
dangerously good.
my goodness, that vodka.
We better wrap this up.
Special
soon,
shout out.
Christopher's walking down
So
here.
I'm going to shut up. John, do your thing before you.
No, I agree. It's a downtown. That's 130 is just a little much. I did enjoy the parking chair. It was so smooth. I thought I was drinking water.
Oh yeah, that is a hass, especially at $27.
I wasn't a fan
liter.
of the Jägerbusch, but that's just because it's more of a piney gin. So,
But yeah.
All right. So talk to us about Derailed.
So what we offer is we offer 3 basic mash bills. We offer our whiskeys, our moonshine, it's 100% corn, and our potato vodka. And then at the end there is our sipping cream, like an alcoholic milkshake. We make the base, and then we add our moonshine to it afterwards. And then flavor the hell out of everything. So there you go. And we brought, I think, we didn't even bring everything today. I think we offer 10 different whiskeys, but we just, run out of table space.
Oh yeah. You can only do so much.
Over 25 flavors of regular shines, usually at least eight different flavors of cream.
Nice. All right. So we have. What do we have? This Derailer.
Derailed, that's our house whiskey, 80 proof, just
Okay.
standard. Then we use, like I said, we do that mash bill, and we will flavor the different ones right there. We also have, we have barrel proof at 118.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and we also offer our corn whiskey, 100% corn, aged in the barrel at least 2 years.
All made in house.
All made in house.
Nice. So you got Derailer is your base.
That's the base.
So you got Chain Smoker.
Chain Smoker is new as of this week. Chain Smoker, pineapple. Yeah, as of yesterday. The peanut butter and jelly and the kiwi moonshine are all new as of this week.
So what is the Chain Smoker then? I mean, I can take a giant guess, but
It's the Derailed, it just smoked.
So adding any like smoke flavoring to it, or you do
Smoke flavoring and oak chip. We do a 2-for-1.
Got you. All right.
Yeah.
And then box peanut butter,
Peanut butter. Yeah.
pineapple, maple.
Maple. Fat Boy Lollipop. That's our cookie dough.
Yeah.
Dessert whiskeys.
Want to go down the line?
I may as well.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so
Let's go down the line.
we'll start off with the standards. 80 proof derailer. 80 proof there.
What's the mash bill for the?
52 corn, 25 barley. Rest is rye.
I don't want to say pineapple, but there's like a.
Someone else said there was a citrus taste.
There's a citrus
Yes.
taste.
He thought there was a little bit of an orange.
I've never
That's what he thought.
I'm getting pineapple.
like an orange pineapple yeah. Well, if that has pineapple, this is gonna be.
That's real pineapple. I don't smack in the face.
Pineapple mango
Yeah, like
thing.
I've never gotten this note
Cherry.
before. And
I don't know what to do.
the land, correct?
Blend, yeah.
the train.
Yeah,
they're in one of them.
My wife and I have been meaning to.
Yeah,
We're both Westminster grads.
Oh, you're real.
Actually, all three of us went to
I actually work there now too.
Real close. So we love Valand. We haven't like, at least like, I haven't been to Valand just like walk in a
We used to go
while.
when I was a kid all the time. We always hit up
Walk up and down the
whatever shops were at the bottom of the train tracks. I love them.
But every fall now we like to head out that way. So
Yeah, the fall is usually the busiest time of the year for down there. So.
You could have told me that was it. If you blinded me with this, I would have
How's
said
the flavor whiskey?
this is the flavor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
straight. Yep.
Oh, that's crazy.
What's sorcery?
I don't know. All right, well, let's just keep going. So.
So, like I said, this is our newest one, smoked. So we use smoked flavoring and the oak.
This is the pineapple.
No, I'm getting Weber Grill.
Very smoked.
Yeah.
Barbecue smoked. Yeah.
Yes, like a barbecue sauce. Like, yeah.
I get the smoke, but my first thing was butterscotch.
Like when I hear chain smoker, I think way more. This is really cool. Like heavy, right? Heavy.
I almost
like
think
smoke
it's a
smoke.
drink with this.
You know what I mean? Like this is.
Vanilla poured over on ice, and then
I'm not trying to tell you. I would call this like barbecue whiskey. Or something. Like, there is a barbecue whiskey out there, but that's what I would more. It's there, but that is. Yeah. I feel like I just like opened up my
grill.
my Weber. Yeah.
Still stand by what I said. I get butterscotch in it.
I never say you're wrong.
So this one has like an peanut butter.
It's peanut butter. Like a toast.
He's like more like a roasted.
Yes.
He's on her face and it's like,
Yeah.
here you go.
Then like
That was gonna be the sweetest.
I mean,
all the
listen,
cream ones,
if we're talking peanut butter whiskey, you know the standard, the screwball. So, yeah. That is chocolate peanut butter.
That is chocolate
Savant.
peanut butter. This is roasted
really good
peanut.
with the
Yes.
banana.
Well, their standard bourbon was pretty good.
Yeah.
An interesting citrus note in the middle.
Yes.
Was just I've never had
Never
that
had
strong
anything
of a
before.
citrus. Yeah.
And it was 45, so I thought the price point was maybe a little high.
That was only $3.75 too. I think.
Yeah. But it was so unique. I've never had anything like that before. That I'm bouncing between a downtown and a house with that because I wouldn't mind having it at my house. Especially when people come over, I'd be like, "You've never had anything like this. Try this," kind of a thing. So I think I'm just over the border into house.
Okay.
I would price it personally. I would think more around 35
Yeah.
for that,
For $3.75.
for a 375. But again, it was so unique that I would do that. All the flavored ones were good, but they were mad sweet. I could not finish anything larger than the pour he gave us, which is this big, except for the maple. The maple, I would carry that. I would keep that at my bar and use that in cocktails, things like that. I think that maple.
I would use that over Knob Creek maple as a mixer.
100%.
Yeah.
For me, Screwball Reign Supreme is a peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah. It was a roasted peanut, but that's not really what I'm looking for. So.
Right. It was good, but it was also, I don't know how. Screwball has struck the balance between sweetness. It's like
It's not
the right
like
balance.
you can taste
It's
when
not
they use
syrupy.
flavorings.
Yes.
You can't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But all I have to say, everything else for me would be a downtown. Nothing was throw it at.
Yeah.
But I would encourage everyone to try it before they buy it.
Yeah.
But if flavored whiskeys are your thing, then this place would be a gold mine for you.
Because they also have moonshine
Yeah.
and
Tater vodka.
vodka and the creams like
The sippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, moonshine, like moonshine.
There's
smoothies.
too much there. We got more to do. Maybe we'll hit the moonshines when we're back. But we
Right.
have a lot.
What did you think, buddy?
I agree with you. The regular and the maple were my top two. If I had to pick. Yeah, I'm with you on the price point. I probably would spend it just to support local, but yeah. Cool.
So, Gucci.
Next.
Can't call it whiskey.
Why do you call it your liquor?
This is our sipping liquor. It is fermented and distilled oats, brown sugar, and maple syrup. And I wish I had some ice here because if you sip it over ice, it totally changes the water really well.
Opens it up. It tastes like the crumble on top of that chocolate powder.
Oh my god, I can see that.
That's a wonderful note. Did you catch that?
What do you say?
It tastes like the crumble in a Dutch apple pie. Butter, brown sugar, vanilla.
So I heard you say you're out of Franklin?
Yes.
Okay.
How long have you been...
How long have I been making it? Or how long have we been open?
How long has Grumpy Good been...
We have been
selling this in a bottle.
open since October 3rd of 2019. And I started making it the day after I got my federal license.
Good answer. Good answer.
Gentleman and a scholar.
So what's your top seller? If you had to pick one, what's your favorite shop?
You know, it's at one point, as we come out with new ones, they kind of replace the, I mean, once we come out with something new, everybody goes from this to that. I mean, it's sippers, everybody likes the breakfast liquor.
I love the maple. I mean, you say it's in the thing, but like the maple.
Well, and it's very surprising. The best way I've found to sip it over ice with a thin slice of wine.
That sounds fabulous. I can see how ice would really open that up and be super refreshing.
Yeah.
Well, and it actually changes the taste entirely. It opens up the creaminess and the earthiness of the oats.
Well, I mean, that's why maybe you taste some whiskey that have you add a couple drops of water or something. That water is amazing. Can I try? I just want to do this back to back just to see if I can make it. This is gonna sound really awkward. Make it happen in my mouth. Can I try the apple pie?
Fortuitous.
Because I had the crumble. Now let's have the filling.
Apple pie.
If you mix this with the apple pie, you have a Dutch apple pie in the glass.
Have you you like spice rum?
He's just taking us on a journey.
He did, yeah. Here, try this.
Well, you aren't gonna. It's 80 proof, but you can actually sip it, and which is unusual for a rum. The secret is to distill it extremely slow. It takes 24 hours for us to distill a 55-gallon mash of rum. Because if you look at it, it's just drip, 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 and we let it go for 24
Some chemistry becomes artistry right there.
It goes good with Coke. It goes even better with Dr. Pepper.
I can see that. This is a little bit of a cherry finish on this, and cherry is one of the strongest notes to get up there. So.
Yes, and you know, I'm going to get real specific. The cherry note is like what I expect the old cherry markers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we just had Grumpy Goat. So there's no actual like whiskey.
No.
Technically by the name, but he has distilled spirits.
In this case, a whiskey by any other name would taste as sweet.
So we had the breakfast liquor, L-I-K-K-E-R.
Ooh.
You had said it. I'm gonna let you give the notes on that because you said it best.
Okay. Had the breakfast liquor, and I'm not kidding when I say when I drank it, I was like, "This is the crumble topping on a Dutch apple pie." And then they had an apple pie liquor, moonshine liqueur thing. There was alcohol in it, and it tasted like an apple pie. So we went ahead and did a little chemistry. High school teachers would be so proud. Where we mixed the breakfast liquor with the apple pie. I kid you not. There was a Dutch apple pie in a glass.
Yep.
Would recommend. I mean, very sweet. I couldn't do a lot of it. That would be a light pour with dessert. And I would definitely need a cup of black coffee next to it. But darn it, it was good. And then we also got to try the rum.
You had a spiced rum.
It was good. I will say, it wasn't my favorite thing that we had there. For me, the spiced rum would be a downtown, whereas the breakfast liquor and the apple pie would be a Hass. I'd keep both of those in my Hass, and then I would always mix the two and just have Dutch apple pie cocktails.
I would actually probably get those, get an empty bottle from something, clean it out properly, and just automatically dump them together.
Exactly. That's the way to do it.
Yep.
Brown sugar rum on the glass, get done. Little ice.
So again, not whiskey per se, more flavored moonshine. It was like oats, maple syrup, and stuff like is what his mash bill was.
Yeah.
For the breakfast liquor, but very well done. The maple note on that was perfect.
Yep.
I agree with you with the mixing. So yeah.
And then the kicker for this guy was we had the limoncello. I was a little worried because, I've had limoncello, like Italian limoncello, and that's like the OG. That's as good as it gets. And so I was thinking to myself, all right, limoncello from a small distiller. What do you got for me? And damn it, that was the best limoncello I've had outside of Italy. So I really enjoyed it. We had it room temp, so we didn't have it the way you should enjoy a limoncello. But if you have that over ice, you put a little like seltzer water in there with that, you'd have a great limoncello spritz. So the limoncello for me was also a Hass. So we had like 3 Hasses and a downtown, so not a bad stop at all. Grumpy good. Check it out.
Moving next.
So you obviously know we're 446 out of Sharpsburg. We have our 4 gins, 2 whiskeys, 2 rums, and a vodka. The gins, so the gins, number 1, we don't distill them one last time, which is why they're colorful and hazy. Takes out a lot of body and flavor, but also allows us to stand apart from others. We also back off the juniper, so it's not a punch you in your face type of gin. It's not like drinking a Christmas tree, which a lot of people appreciate or don't appreciate. We start with our American Dry Gin. It's going to be the closest thing to a gin that you would expect. We then take that recipe and we put a whole bunch of clementine zest in with the other botanicals. That's our biggest seller, very citrus forward, very easy to drink. Then I have 2 tea-infused gins. I have a green tea-infused gin, and then I have a Thai spice coconut chai tea-infused gin. But you have to like chai. The chai really comes through.
Love chai.
Vodka is self-explanatory. I have 2 whiskeys. We have a Canadian whiskey we brought in while ours is aging. It's 27 years old, very smooth, but it's unmistakably Canadian with the blended aroma and blended taste. Then we have our first grain of glass whiskey. It's only 9 months old. I wanted to bring it out before the holidays last year, so we kind of released it a little early. It's bottled at 95 proof. Between those 2 numbers, 95 proof and only 9 months old, there's very little burn to it. A lot of characteristics, though. All those flavors stand out to you. Over time, of course, they would blend together with aging. But very distinctive flavors in there.
What size barrels are you using for that?
20 gallon.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then we have our 2 rums, a spiced and a white. We use panela sugar for our rums. Most rums you've had, as you know, are made from molasses. We use panela sugar, so it gives a little bit of a different finish. Because panela sugar is one of the first refining periods when they cut down the sugar cane, it actually has a very vegetal finish to it. I call it almost like a tequila finish, if you can think of it that way. So, where would you like to sample?
I feel like we gotta start with the whiskey. I think we had the Canadian last year.
I feel like we did. I would like to revisit it.
Yes. No, that's fine. I'm just saying. I remember you coming over to the table.
Can we start with the Canadian, since we've done that before, and then get in to what I'm very excited about?
Yes. It is 27 years old, so it's going to be smooth.
Right.
It still has those rye overtones, obviously the rye and wheat from Canada. It's going to be your normal mash bill. And then we're going to move on to the next one.
That's pretty good, eh? Thank you. I'll be here all day. Unfortunately. For you guys.
That's the one that's only 9 months.
This is only 9 months and it's bottled at 95 proof. And again, very young, a lot of characteristics, a lot of depth to it. But I would put that up against any other young whiskey out there.
Cheers.
I mean, for 9 months old and 95 proof,
it's got the as I call it, the Pittsburgh, like malty note to it.
Yeah.
That a lot of folks in the area.
That's it.
It's aged in a barrel, or?
Yep. It's actually a single barrel. We could call it a single barrel. Yeah. Yep.
It's not bad for 9 months.
I agree. It's not bad for 9 months.
So do you guys have barrels right now that are currently aging longer?
We do. We have one out there aging a little longer, and then we have another whiskey that we're going to release. This will eventually be our standard everyday, one of our standard everyday whiskeys.
Right.
And then we haven't even started our bourbon program yet. But yeah. Yep.
So what age statement are you guys hoping to eventually? Do you have like a goal for how long you'd like to eventually age this whiskey out for? As like your kind of your standard?
At some point in the future, I would like to have nothing under 2 years to sell.
Yeah.
And then obviously longer. But I mean, I think 2 years is a solid.
But even you're doing
profile.
smaller barrels, so like.
We are.
even less than that in a smaller barrel is equivalent to a little longer
and a bigger barrel.
barrel. Yeah, for sure.
No, this is very good. I was just curious.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
You could have fooled me on this for 2 years.
We're good, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's very distinctive. You get all that oak, all that vanilla. It's like, again, as I said earlier, the longer it ages, all those flavors marry together.
Do we pour the? You want to start with the bourbon or the rye?
Well, we don't pour. We actually.
I know. You know what?
We're in his house.
The proverbial. Well, we're actually in a cigar shop.
It's his house by house.
We're gonna start bourbon or rye.
I would say start with the bourbon because it's a little bit sweeter.
Okay.
It's so our bourbon, MGP, is 21% rye, 70% corn, the rest malted barley. So this is super smooth. At the very end, you're gonna get a little bit of pepperiness from the rye. It's just a little bit, and it's just very, very rich, and that's kind of what we were going for.
Never heard somebody describe a whiskey as rich and that exciting.
That's because it's not watery. You want a lot of flavor in it. Being 90 proof instead of 80 proof kind of gives you that extra amount of flavor. So, and then the reason why we do 90 proof versus 80 is that we want something that if you put it in a cocktail, because you're going to do that anyhow, it's going to stand up.
Yep.
So you're actually going to taste the flavor of the spirit in it. At 80 proof, you may or may not.
I love that you. I don't know if this was on purpose or what, but I love that you reversed the color. Because rye, when you see rye, typically green. But their rye is the orange, amber, and their bourbon is the. I don't know. Again, if you did it on purpose, well done. If not, good accident.
Happy accident.
Happy accident.
It gets so gorgeous.
Yeah.
It gets so gorgeous.
All right. So our rye, and we do this on purpose again, is a 51% rye. Most ryes out there are like super high ryes, 90% or above. Being a 51% rye makes it so that it's a little bit easier to sip on. It still has that rye authority, that rye taste, that bite, pepperiness. But if you can drink that, sip on it, you can put it on ice. It's easy enough to drink. But it still works in a cocktail. You still get a lot of that flavor. We wanted stuff, we refer to them as utility. We want something that has a lot of utility, so a lot of people will drink it. That version of the bourbon, that version of the rye, of all the things we tried, those are the things that we liked the best, that had the most utility. You can do the most with it. When you do like a weeded bourbon, totally awesome, but weeded bourbons tend to die in a cocktail. They just don't have the strength. And then with the high rye ryes, it's just too strong for sipping on. You put it over ice, you have to let the ice melt. You gotta add some water. So we wanted something you can just easily, it's very approachable, as they say.
Yeah. It is very approachable, but it is very good.
But I like that you have that in mind when you were picking this. Like, we want this to be versatile. You're not just like, I just want to make something for the neat whiskey drinkers, and that's it. You know what I mean?
It's intentional. It's intentional design.
Aaron had a post on Instagram the other day about like, I wish everything was cash strength because then you could just, people can drink it however they can. If they like it that high, it's good. If they want to add some water to boost it down, they can. If they want to put it in a drink, they can. You know what I mean?
I'm honestly, if I could control that, I would. I would make everything cask strength because, like Aaron said, it gives you the most utility. Plus, if you look at the chemistry of whiskey, there's a lot of chemicals that are volatile, but they actually will adhere to the alcohol molecule. But if you get below a certain alcoholic percentage, they actually go away. A lot of phenolic flavors will go away if it's too low of an ABV. They'll just boil off by themselves, evaporate off.
This is so interesting. This is so cool. All right, I'm going to make a statement. Best table of the night.
Well, I knew that one.
But no, best non-whiskey mix, best whiskey of the night.
Okay, so we just finished with Lucky Sign. And your thoughts?
Lucky Sun was the highlight for me. In my opinion, we finished with the
I got it.
best for last. Best whiskey of the day. Best cocktail of the day.
Oh yeah, aquavit limoncello mix. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, grown up Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
Just love what they're doing. Had a really great conversation with Christian. So I feel like we just ended on a high note. But overall thoughts, really impressed with this first bourbon wine festival.
Really
walk,
well run
from Ellwood City. Can't wait to see what they do next year.
Yeah.
I mean, they did so many things right this year that I feel like the only way to go from here is up.
Yep.
Because if this is the baseline, you're already starting off in a good place, and if you add more to it, it's only going to get better. So really excited to see what they do next year, and excited. Hoping we can be a part of it.
I agree.
You know what this should be? This should be a wine, bourbon, and coffee walk.
Oh yeah.
Because the one thing that sorely needed was caffeine.
Wine, bourbon, and nap.
Just hammocks lining the street all the way down.
Yeah, like it's all day, all
day.
12 to 8. That way you can take naps.
Man, 12 to 8. We could not record that entire time. I'm burnt. I'm bushed from 4 hours.
We would. Listen. If it was 12 to 8, we would have timed it. Differently. You know.
True that.
Gone a couple. Come back. Relaxed. 8.
20-minute power nap. Energy drink. Go out, get a couple more. 20-minute power nap. Energy drink.
Like I'm ready to fall asleep on my mic.
They're so soft. It's like a pillow.
So pretty.
In all seriousness, though, that was great.
It was a lot of fun. First time, first event, something on this magnitude. Right?
Kudos to Ellwood City and to the Masons Lodge.
Well thought out.
Yeah.
Well organized.
Yep.
Didn't really hear any complaints from anyone walking around. Everyone was really happy with how everything was set up.
If this is the baseline, they're only going to get better from here because the baseline was already so good.
I know one of the wineries we talked to, Bygone, actually ran out of bottles and serving cups that he brought with him because he didn't expect.
His wife had to bring more bottles in for him to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all good things.
But distilleries were great. The only one we didn't get to was Country Hammer because we had to just play for time a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, I'm seeing Country Hammer. That's you see them over there. They got the little minis, right? And I've been seeing a lot of bags of those with people walking around. So people are definitely enjoying them.
Where are you seeing the minis?
Right there on the table next to you got the Grumpy Goat Limoncello.
Those little guys. Looks like little jam jars.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's country. Yeah, they sell them in those ones too.
Oh, cool. Right on. That's dope. Oh, very cool.
Really, just really well done. Really well done. I can't say that enough. Other than the fact that somebody stole our shirt that was laying out.
Yeah, whoever that was, that wasn't cool.
It was not your fault this time, Tomas. But anyway,
could have left us a 20 on the table.
All right, so I think we said it on the vlog, but for this purpose, favorite of the day.
Favorite of the day for me was Lucky Sign overall. They had my favorite whiskey, and they had my favorite liqueur combo of their aquavit and their dry limoncello. That was a grown-up Sprite. You pour that over some ice, and you throw a sprig of rosemary or mint in with that guy, and you've got your summer drink right there.
For sure.
But the bourbon and the rye from them was great. Really well thought out. They made it for people who both enjoy drinking whiskey neat or on the rocks, and also people who just prefer their whiskey in some form of a cocktail. Strong enough that it can be enjoyed alone, not so strong that it overpowers the cocktail, but not so weak that you can't taste it in the cocktail. So I appreciated their rationale, their thought process behind all that. So they were definitely my highlight for the night, but I also just want to give a shout out to everybody else because, everyone did a great job. Really enjoyed our time with Grumpy Goat.
That guy was funny, yeah.
He was funny. Some really great flavored, I don't know what you'd call them, not liqueurs. So they were probably my second favorite of the evening in terms of the cocktails. But all in all, just a really great experience. But yeah, Lucky Sign for me was the highlight. How about you, John?
I do like Lucky Sign. I feel like they're on their own pedestal compared to some of the other ones because they do. I don't want to say produce because they do source. I mean, they're up front with it. Their bourbon and rye is sourced from MGP. But when we're just looking at like all these other ones that I've never heard of before, I think my favorite has to go. Not favorite, most surprising. I'll pick is Derailed whiskey.
That was quite good.
Yeah,
that was quite
the crazy
special mention,
weird,
honorable mention
note that I got out of that.
Yeah.
That citrus note just threw me. So I've never had that in a whiskey that prominent.
That was unique.
You know, and I think that would probably be my standout favorite. Yeah.
Nice, man.
I did enjoy MLH's single malt.
Yeah, and I enjoyed their rye.
But no, I think I'd have to give it to Derailed.
Yeah, that was. I have never had a whiskey like that before. So they definitely get a unique flavor and a whiskey award from me. And if you had told me that was just whiskey in a blind, I would have been like, no way, that's got flavor. That's some sort of flavoring in it. No, that's just whiskey, and it's impressive that they got that kind of flavor out of just whiskey.
Yeah, and it's the base for the rest of their flavored whiskeys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't try it in the wineries. We stopped in a couple to say hi and say thank you for coming.
And if we didn't get to say hi to you, we apologize. Time crunch, but we want to thank everybody who came this year. Only all the feedback we asked of participants, was good. Everyone seems to have enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't heard any complaints from anyone we've talked to or listened to as we walked along with a lot of the same people, surprisingly. But the only thing I have is more food.
More food trucks.
I mean, there's food businesses in town, but I think a couple more food trucks. They had one, but I think a couple more would be a good idea. If there was at the halfway point, if there was a big parking lot that the food trucks were just parked in. You could do it behind that chiropractor, for sure.
Just because on kind of like a
municipal building,
a halfway, like, call it the refuel station or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone did a great job. I also enjoyed.
What about them? Sorry.
I enjoyed what they offered. I thought they were solid.
Yeah, I love the names of their plate.
The names were. They got the standout for vodka.
Yeah, because it was water.
The parking chair vodka.
It was water.
It was
scary.
Dangerous smooth.
Yeah.
You would die before you realized you were drunk.
Yeah.
Or drinking alcohol on that. That is my new. That's going to be my new always
standard
on the shelf
vodka. Yeah, probably mine too.
Yeah. I don't know, but I do apologize to everybody. John and I are feeling it.
We're so tired.
Not
we're
drunk,
so
just
tired.
It's the fact of the matter is we are both closer to middle age. I'm here to admit.
I'm ready for a nap.
I need a nap and I need a heating pad for my back.
Do you have heated seats in your car?
Sure do, buddy.
There you go. Turn those on, man.
You better believe it, bro. That is going to happen.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it.
That's it for Pitt.
The only thing left to say is Zachary, sir. Cheers to you.
John, my brother. Cheers to you.
And cheers to the ends.